And boom, monkeys, we are live. Welcome back to Tacos and Kimchi episode 17 with my amigo, the Twinksters. Hit it, Twinksters. Twinkie, it looks like we're going to go into a wild week tomorrow, bro.
Yeah. ¿Cómo está, amigo?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, man. Freaking did a lot of shit today, bro. Actually had to pound a little bit of an energy drink so I could wake up in this freaking stream, dude. But we got a lot of shit to cover today, man. A lot of shit to cover, including the fact that Donald Trump, at real Donald Trump, should be having his stream tomorrow with Mr. The autistic man himself, the super smart autistic man himself, which is Elon Musk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Bring back the mean tweets.
Yeah. I'm going to do some system scaling tests tonight and tomorrow in advance of the conversation with at real Donald Trump, man. And you got freaking a moose putting this right here from freaking Seinfeld. Good plan. Let's see which way this goes, man. What do you think they're going to talk about, Twinksters?
First off, it's like I would put money on the fact that Elon has a team with him and Elon is personally overseeing the test and stress testing of this. I'm sure he's got senior guys that he's got running this thing, but I'm sure he is very personally involved. He strikes me, having had the opportunity to hear just him talk about different topics and different interviews. Yeah, I'm sure he's very much directly involved with that stress test. As far as questions, what do the people want to hear? It's the economy, stupid. Like, what's the game plan for the economy? What's the game plan for the border? I have really mixed opinions about Trump's campaigning this cycle, but I also think it's a little bit different. It's 2024, not 2016, right? Going into the election on this one. And I think just more and more stuff has shifted online, especially coming out of the pandemic versus he's a little less, so far from what I've seen, a little less fire and brimstone. He has been leaning more to that unification angle he mentioned coming off the assassination attempt, which was like 4 weeks ago, but just keeps getting swept under the rug by the mass media. 4 weeks, we have very little information about the shooter. We have very little information about the Secret Service, disconnects with the PD. We've heard certain things claimed, but it's very little official, not that I would trust it much, official information, which to me is mind-blowing. Somebody took a shot at a former president, arguably going to be the next president of the U.S., and we have heard close to nothing.
Jack and shit. And things like that, Twinkie, make people lose trust in government, man. That's the biggest problem with that, bro. People lose trust in their government, man. And I think that's why you're seeing a lot of polls, bro. For example, we're not going to go into the Real Clear Politics page, but there's a lot of polls up there, bro, that have freaking Kamala up by 11 points, dude, in Michigan. And mind you, she's been the worst freaking VP pick of all time as far as the polls go. And all of a sudden, she's up by 11. I'm thinking that this polling's not real. And they're trying to make the American society think that it's a lot closer than what it really is, man. You know what I mean? People just don't trust government anymore. They don't trust the media as well, man. You know what I mean?
So I know we've talked a little bit about this, but I've been kind of like leaning on poly market here and there just to eyeball some stuff. And that gap has closed or Kamala has overtaken on that. Now we can debate whether or not people are trying to manipulate poly market or with the votes, which is certainly possible. What I found very interesting and very telling this week was, the Harris campaign, all of a sudden, no tax on tips after Trump had floated that previously, which I think was originally floated by Rep. Tom Massey, last year before maybe. So a few days later, though, this is what I've been able to piece together the puzzle. Some of the Las Vegas unions were willing to endorse her, provided she basically leveled and repeated and basically ripped off Trump's policy, no tax on tips. So without that union, she's definitely hosed. I think she probably loses Nevada anyway. But I challenge anyone who is contemplating or going to vote for Harris. What is her policy? Name one.
You don't, dude. There's nothing on her website. You won't get any data. If you go over to Trump's website, you'll see all his policies and things he wants to do. Everything that he wants to do. Of course, it's broader. It's not as explicit as when he goes out on his campaign trail and gives you promises and things of that nature. But dude, there's nothing on Kamala. It's just all freaking based on hatred, bro. That's it.
Yeah, and the fear of the orange man, right? But I was told the orange guy was going to be a dictator. But under the last 4 years, I've seen more dictator type behaviors out of the Democratic Party, and I'm generally, I would say personally, left to my own devices. I would be more libertarian leaning or maybe socially liberal, fiscally conservative. But that only works up to a point. After you get to certain percentages and certain thresholds, that shit falls apart right quick. It's here's one of my things in the U.S. I'm not fully convinced. Like diversity, inclusion, integration. We're a melting pot or like a mixed salad in the U.S. I think a big part of it is the U.S. has a lot of space and it can shuttle and you can kind of isolate certain groups or they self-isolate amongst themselves to certain extents. Now, it doesn't work when you start talking certain major urban areas, but again, I'm seeing some of these groups. It kind of works like, oh yeah, we could totally be diverse. Well, they stay over there and they're across the city or they're 100 miles that way. I'm arguably never going to interact with them. So coming back around though to the Harris administration. Yeah. Oh, we'll bring down grocery prices or we'll bring down fuel prices. Like, what have y'all been doing the last 4 years? Because pretty sure you're a big part of the reason we got put here. In fact, that administration is also part of the reason why. Look, there aren't that many billionaires or millionaires in the U.S. in the grand scheme of things. You might have more of a concentration compared to things globally. But looking at how they outfitted and wanted to invest more in the IRS and 87,000 agents, what are they actually doing? They're going after people who are collecting tips today. You had the opportunity to do something and go in a different direction previously. What changed? The whole thing is mind-blowing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, wolves tend to attack, bro, the weaker prey, bro. They never really go for the stronger prey. Or they do attack stronger prey, bro. They do it when they have numbers. It's never really a one-on-one thing, bro. And if you think about it from that sense, bro, why would the IRS come after the wealthiest Americans who can afford CPAs, attorneys, and everybody else that can fight them, bro? They're coming after middle-class Americans, dude.
Yeah.
Even Janet Yellen stated when they asked her, can we handle 2 wars? What did he say? We can absolutely handle 2 wars. Especially with the new hiring of IRS agents we're going to get, we can go ahead and go find those taxes that people are hiding from us. You know what I mean? That extra money. Like, dude, you're squeezing the orange to the max of its capability. You've got the pulp out, man. What else is there to get from Americans, bro?
You know well, that and there's like, an unlimited amount of money at the Fed, right, is what they say. But if I'm looking at this, okay, what is... I'm certainly going to try to catch that Trump interview live, if at all possible, tomorrow. I am contemplating, just speculating here, given that Harris is going to try to match him on no tax on tips. What if Trump pulls the one-upper? You know what? Screw it. Why don't we repeal the federal income tax? Let's throw it back to like 1912, or like end the Fed or something to that effect. I don't think it's going to go that far, quite frankly. Historically, saying end the Fed doesn't work out for the person saying it if you're a president. But would be nice, or even like if it was a drastic reduction. Hey, we're going to eliminate for those of you paying personal income taxes, we're going to eliminate that by 50% or reduce it by 50%. Just take it further.
All the way, man. Take it all the way, man.
Love it.
Twinksers, we got a lot of grounds to cover, man.
We do. Let's do it.
We haven't hit up the memes, bro. Let us acknowledge the first person in the chat. Mother frickin' Moon Pill, the Rational Optics, came for the memes and stand for the alpha. Hey, you are welcome, homie. I got some good stuff for you today, man. We got my amigo Damien, Diamonds and Fire. Shout out to you, dog. Wrench Gang. We got my other homie over here, Large and in Charge. Make sure you monkeys take this guy's advice, man. He wants you to smash that like button, subscribe. Leave a comment on the chat, monkeys. That is correct. And if you see at the bottom, I've got my homie here, Mr. Twinksters, highlighted. Make sure you subscribe to him. This cat has amazing fundamental analysis. I'm sure you cats found that shit with Giga Chad was pretty damn profitable, or at least you're still in profit. Giga Chad hasn't done. It's done so damn well that I'm not even covering the stream today, bro. Because motherfucker's just oscillating sideways, homie. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to $1 billion. It's about as close to a lock as I think I have. Like I don't, we joke around with that. No, I'm fairly confident that's going to over $1 billion before the end of the cycle.
It's going to an exchange, homie. You and I both know it's going to an exchange, man. We got my other homie here, freaking Alex P, man. Let's freaking go. I agree, man. I agree. We got my other amigo here, man. Freaking Goof Troop, bro. Freaking Mr. Betty, help me. I feel like jeeting my bags, man. Well, instead of wanting to jeet your bags, man, let's start loading up them bags. Because tomorrow there may be some pretty damn freaking good opportunities that are going to be inbound, son. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to be an interesting week, but I know we got lots to say, Boogie. We got to, we keep getting sidetracked, brother. Memes. What do you got for us on the memes?
I can't move forward, Twinkie, without giving a shout out to my amigo here, Smooth Brain, bro. Twinkie, how dare you think that I got to move forward without not giving freaking Smooth Brain a freaking shout out, bro? Checking in, gents.
For sure. Apologies to Smooth Brain, Alex, Moonpill, Betty. Yeah, what's going on? Large, of course. Good to see y'all.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's move on to the freaking memes, son. Here we go.
It's been a spicy week. It's going to be a spicy week.
Yeah, totally freaking off the freaking charts this time around, bro. I do have a lot of Twitter alpha today as well, man, that I want to drop. First meme of the day, man. And this is not really a meme, bro. This is from Declaration. This guy
Declaration
always
memes,
posts
yeah.
alpha. I think I destroyed our relationship trying to compliment my boyfriend. My boyfriend and I are both 28 years of age. That's where he messed up, man. You don't date chicks your own age, bro. You know what I'm saying? And together for 2.5 years. Yesterday night, we were drinking, and one thing led to another. And I tried to compliment him by saying he is not someone who I would like to hook up with or be a friends with benefit with, but marry. I thought everything was fine, but he seemed extremely distraught after that. I realized how he understood it and tried to clarify it, but he is still the same this morning. He told me he needs space to think for a while and left the house. All my friends tell me I messed up, and guys tell me it's not a compliment, and most men will understand it differently. I think I destroyed our relationship, and I'm panicking right now. Well, if you weren't a freaking whore, you wouldn't be having these freaking problems, swingsters.
Yeah,
ladies,
like you're not attractive enough for me to smash, no strings attached. But if you're willing to provide for me conditionally, I would smash, or I might smash. Yeah, I can understand why homeboy's not down with that. And yeah, sorry, lady, that is over. Might not be today, man. Might not be tomorrow, but that is over.
Yeah, I concur with you, Betty. I concur with you. And Rolo did a live about that meme today, bro. Wow, what a coincidence, man. The planets are aligning, son. They are aligning, homie. Yeah, man. Dude, be the guy she wants you to dick her down with. Don't be the guy she wants to marry, bro, because that in itself is the fool, bro, if that's the type of girl she is. Mind you, this doesn't apply to all the ladies, bro. You guys are red-pilled here. You guys know what I'm talking about, especially you cats here at the Moon Gang not freaking falling for the post-Latina bullshit. All right, let us move on to the memes, son. The actual freaking memes. And this is so freaking wrong, Twinksters. It's in Spanish, though, man. It's screaming in Spanish. There's really no words. Here we go.
Hey,
it sounds like a freaking cat, bro. Oh, yeah, Drinky.
Yeah.
Drinky. I would not dare do this to my grandma, bro. I would not dare do this shit to my grandma, bro. You'll give the poor lady a heart attack, bro, if you do something like that, Twinksters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's like was it El Diablo, right? Was it El Diablo Negro, right? En la noche.
Twinkie, every time I say something in Spanish, you actually understand what I'm talking about. You may not have your pronunciation on point, bro, but you actually understand what we're saying, bro. How fluent are you in Spanish, dude?
Present tense, I'm okay. Like past, like or I want to go, or I'm thinking, like I am, like, or I do is okay. Like I want to, or I will in the future, or I did, like yesterday or 2 weeks ago. That's where it gets a little dicey. So like, yeah, I could say like, quiero Taco Bell or some shit, but to say I wanted Taco Bell, or like, like it might be like I might like cheat it, but like voy a, was it like quiero. Like,
Taco Bell. Yeah, I get your drift, Twinkie.
So like the tenses trip me up a little bit.
We'll understand the gringo in you. No problemo, bro.
Yeah. Drop me in, like Spain or Latin America for a few months though. It'll get sorted out.
I think you'll do fabulous, Twinkie, in Mexico. I think Mexican Spanish will be great, bro. But when it comes to that Cuban and that Puerto Rican Spanish, bro, good.
The island Spanish. Yeah, where they drop
luck,
letters.
There's no pronunciation there, homie. None,
yes.
Bro.
Yeah. I was in Mexico for like 10 days some years back, and yeah, I was totally fine. I can same thing. Like I did the running of the bulls back in 2015. Went to Spain for about 10 days, and it was totally fine.
Nah, Twinkie. Maybe you, dude, not a rodeo clown on the past life, were you, bro?
No. Like what was it? Toradero? I don't have to like.
Dude. I would like to do that, man. The running of the bulls. I'm glad that my cardio is up, bro, from all the boxing that I'm doing. I'm saying
It's not a polite run. It's
I
about a
bet.
half mile. It is not a polite run.
Yeah,
It's
man.
a PS don't die run.
You better be rocking the Masics, bro. If you take that one, bro, you better not fucking trip, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's more like a certainly not like a 100 sprint. It's probably like 400, 800. It's a half mile run, but you get jammed up on people, and people are the bigger danger for sure. Bulls see motion, not color, so you want to be cognizant of that. And they tell you if you go down, stay down. The year I ran, the day I ran, because there's actually multiple running on multiple mornings. The day I ran, an American got his femur shattered because the bull stepped on him. He didn't get gored; he got stepped on.
Any major injuries when you went, Twinkie?
Me personally, no. Like
not yourself, but did you notice any major injuries amongst the crowd? Major,
no,
not
no. Like you don't want to certainly trip on people. That's definitely like people do get tripped up. It gets crowded. It's cobblestones that you're running over. So like, people catch their toes and shit like that. That's basically, if you go down, stay down, turtle up, don't move.
Yeah, man. It sounds like a place where your fucking little pinky toe on your freaking toe would fucking hurt, bro, if you hit the edge of something there, bro. That does not sound like fun. Moving on to the next meme. When you steal a gossip, Twinkie, this is what happens.
Hey. No, Batman, please, I promise you. I'm not a thief. I gotta do what I gotta do to feed my family. Fuck your family. Where am I? Come here. Good night.
Yeah, Twinkie. The moral of the story.
That was pretty good.
Don't be jacked and shit in Gotham, bro. You'll get jacked the fuck up, dude. I think you got a better chance in the Marvel universe, bro, than what you do in Gotham, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Batman doesn't kill. He's just going to brutalize you and maim you.
Yeah, I concur, man. I concur. Moving on to the first token of the day. We're going to move on to fucking boring ass Bitcoin, bro. I feel like I need to clock in at work, bro, and fucking get paid for doing this shit because I hate covering Bitcoin. But it is what it is, Twinkie. We got to do what's uncomfortable, man. We got to do what's uncomfortable, homie. Twinkie, current value is 58,000 freaking 628. And one thing that I am noticing here, Twinkie, you see this 50 moving average and this 200 moving average. We have now established a death cross, homie. A death cross, which of course is a lagging indicator. Now, for you cats that don't know, whenever the 50 crosses the 200, that entails that we've already dumped. It is a lagging indicator. And as you can see, man, that's probably why we're seeing a continuation of the dump. But what usually ends up happening in death crosses, you pump into it. And it's the opposite way around when you do get bull crosses. So food for freaking thought. Let's turn off that 50 and let's turn off that 200. And if we activate our EMA ribbon, bro, you get confluence with the EMA ribbon because the top portion is red. You're starting to see a fan on the EMA ribbon while the yellow portion is down. We've already broken past the fucking 200 EMA, which is this teal line running over here, bro. And that explains why we're where we're at. Areas we can go to, man. Let's check the sucker out on the weekly, man. Let's see which way we could end up going to on Mr. Freaking Bitcoin, which would be a great buying opportunity. And Betty, we don't want you dumping any of your freaking bags, man. We want you to accumulate, not financial advice, by the way. Where do I have my weekly on BTC? Here it is. It's one of the weeklies.
Yeah, I would say if you're confident that based on your individual read, Betty, so like not financial advice, it's not something I generally do unless I really don't like the way something is trending. You might want to consider selling out a portion of a small minority percentage of your bag if you're confident it's going to go down on that. You're going to be able to buy back in lower. I've done the math on this before, and obviously it can vary state to state in your own personal situation. You are potentially resetting your capital gains timer for that portion of your bag. Based on my estimation, the average American type situation, your short-term gains need to outpace your long-term gains by at least 23% to make it financially make sense.
That's such a tyrannical freaking government, Twinkie. 23%,
Yeah.
bro. It's fucking retarded, bro. I know in Germany they don't do that shit to you, bro. And
Well,
Germany's
it's going to be 23% better, right? So like if I'm going to make $100 on long-term gains, I need to make 123 on short-term gains to walk out with the same net amount of money at the end of things. So it is crazy, right? Like anyway. Yeah. What else you got for like chart magic on that one?
Yeah, Twinkie. This is the weekly on this bad boy, man. As you guys can see, man, we did finish our fourth portion of the Elliott wave. Mind you, we could come revisit that sucker again, bro. I used to have this fourth portion of the Elliott wave, bro, up over here, but then we got that massive wick on that Monday, and I moved my Elliott wave cycle there, bro. It seems like we've been oscillating for a while, and mind you, we are on the weekly. As you guys can see, we are within this green box, which is an area of support we do have from our first freaking Bitcoin cycle top in 2021. But if we do break below that green box, next area of support we do have is down here at about 52,934. If we go below that, we'll definitely go revisit this area of about 43 and 44. Dude, people will be panicking out of their freaking minds, Twinkie, if we come up over here, man. And if something like this were to occur, man, it would possibly not be a bad idea to sell a little bit of some of your bags, bro, to try to acquire a little bit lower, man, because the FUD's going to be massive if we do come down here. Now, when I say a little bit, bro, I mean a tiny bit, bro. Usually when you say something to that nature, bro, the newbies, the people that don't understand a lot of technical analysis or FA, they end up dumping a lot more. But we do have some good news, man. If you check out the Elliott wave, not the Elliott wave, but the EMA ribbon on this bad boy, you could see that we are starting to fan out, and the yellow portions to the downside, upside, and the red portions to the downside, which means that if you get an inverse EMA ribbon on the daily, that means you're only going to probably dump for about a couple days, bro. But overall on the weekly, you're probably going to do fine because it's got a hell of a battle to come down this way, bro. And it'd have to break this point, and then we still got a shitload of support down here, Twinksters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so little fun factoid though about Bitcoin was it was 4 years ago today, so 4 years ago, August 11th, that Saylor announced their Bitcoin as their primary treasury reserve asset on that. So 4 years ago, right? And I know you and I were around when Saylor was doing this and really embracing Bitcoin and becoming Sailor Moon that we all know and love these days. And he was mocked relentlessly for buying tops. And you know what? That guy hung around and just kept averaging his way down and leveraging out some of his company and funds to continue to do that. Since he's done that, basically since that date 4 years ago when they converted into that strategy, out of the top 10 performing stocks in the S&P 500, only one outpaced MicroStrategy. Phrased a little differently, of the 500 stocks in the S&P 500, basically MicroStrategy sits at number 2 for top 10 top performing stock, and Super Micro sits at number 1 in that span of time.
Now, one of these days, bro, I need to. I want to compare. I mean, since you're bringing that up, Twinkie, it'd be pretty damn cool, bro, if I'd compare freaking Tesla versus freaking MicroStrategy, bro. See how they do compare to each other, bro. That would be a fun little fucking thing to dive into. Of course, you just gave me the idea right now. I don't have that shit prepped, man.
Yeah. But like since that window of time, right? So August 11th, 4 years ago is when Saylor's like, oh, we're going to go in this direction. How has Tesla held up since then? Percentage gain or loss?
Exactly, man. Exactly. So I've got one more Bitcoin chart I want to show you guys, bro. This one doesn't have as much data, but check this sucker out, bro. And this is on the weekly. I'm sure you guys can see this bull flag that we've developed here, bro. And this is on the weekly, and you can still see that fucking you can see that we did establish that bull flag. I've got these two lines over here, bro, and we're coming to the downside. If we maintain this trend, bro, I think that we'll still be fine, Twinkie, as long as we oscillate within this fucking this channel. Now, mind you, one of the reasons that I think this is occurring is because we still haven't gotten the interest rate cut. So that's why we've been kind of oscillating sideways. So I went back to a little bit of Bitcoin's history, man, and I found another one over here, bro. Before we ended up shooting up again, and then we crashed back down, and then we oscillated a little. We got a little bit bull flag here, a little bit of bull flag here, till we finally came up over here, man, and we established this one where we're at right now. But again, I think this is due to the interest rate cuts we have not gotten yet, man. And as per what I heard a couple times ago, man, is that it's starting to fluctuate between fucking 0.25 basis points that we might get an interest rate cut, or maybe even 0.50, bro. It's fluctuating. Sometimes it's 49% over 51, vice versa, bro. Let's see which way Jerome Powell takes us, dude.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff coming up on the horizon. It is going to be a real interesting week as far as what's going down this week. I know Boogie and I were talking a little off stream about just some stuff we're starting to see appear or claimed on Twitter with respect to things heating up in the Middle East. Obviously, there's the Russia-Ukraine front side of things, so we'll see how that impacts markets. I'm thinking down. Monday's a down day is my current assumption here. But we have a number of events coming up this week on U.S. macro. We've got July PPI inflation data on, I think it's Tuesday, CPI data on Wednesday, retail sales data, manufacturing index data, and I think some housing data by the end of the week as well. So yeah, it's going to be a busy week ahead. Also looming on the horizon is the fact that roughly 1/3 of the debt we have has to be refinanced. Arguably, I think it's going to probably be at a higher rate. And then looming on the horizon is the debt ceiling renegotiations, which have to be done. It'll be done after the election. So we'll know the winner of the election going into the debt ceiling negotiations.
Do you know what date that is, Twinkie? I'm assuming
I think it's got to be by January, like January 1st, January 2nd, as I recall, because they suspended the debt ceiling for U.S. government spending under a number of conditions. I believe that expires at the end of this year.
Okay. Yeah, that would make sense that they'll probably try to throw one big ass check more, bro, to fucking Ukraine. That wouldn't surprise me, man, at all, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, Boogie, I just want to bring up just the number verbally that we talked about, like little off stream. So for the viewers who aren't necessarily following some of this stuff, U.S. household debt, it hits a record high. It's working out to about $140,000 per household currently on that. So every household in the U.S. would owe roughly $140,000 for household debt. On top of the $280,000, arguably every U.S. household would owe for the national debt. Plus roughly $500,000 you would have to find a way to pay to help out with the unfunded or underfunded aspects of Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. Phrased a little differently, it's roughly $920,000 per household that we would somehow need to mysteriously materialize. But shit, let's just make it easy and round it up and call it a flat mill.
Yeah, give or take, man. Not to mention, Twinksters, of course, on the campaign trail, Kamala's been talking about that she's going to cut freaking grocery prices as well, bro. She's copying Donald Trump for everything. Saw this meme, bro, where Trump is handing this black waitress a little freaking bill. It says, I'm going to cut your taxes by not charging you on tips. And then you see in the other photo, Kamala doing the same. And this lady responds back to Kamala and says something to the effect, aren't you already in power? Why can't you do it?
What are you doing?
I mean, dude, you're talking all this shit. Why don't you do it now?
Yeah. What have you been doing?
Yeah. What the hell have you been doing, man? And a lot of the media, bro, like CNN, MSNBC, bro, a lot of the freaking mainstream media, I don't really want to call it the mainstream media. I want to call it the traditional media because they're really no longer mainstream. Have been saying, bro, that I'm sorry, Twinkie.
Yeah, no worries.
They've been hyping this up, bro, for Kamala, dude, and nobody trusts them anymore, bro. And they've been making these points for her, bro, and they're running with the freaking with the story, and they keep pushing that, and nobody's really believing it, dude. And they sell you a lie to the effect of, oh man, interest rates, inflation rates are down, bro. But Americans are like, dude, what the frick are you talking about? When I go to the grocery store, bro, everything's so freaking expensive still. Well, I mean, I can only afford a quarter of the groceries I used to have, and I have to buy the lower quality ones now.
Yeah, I saw, I don't recall the exact stat off the top of my head, but more Americans are skipping meals to make ends meet. And to be fair, for a lot of Americans, we probably can skip some meals. You know, we're some high calorie humans up here in the US. Yeah, but, you know, like jokes aside on that aspect, I think with respect to your comments on like inflation, you know, lowest it's ever been, or rates getting back more in line with where they think it should be. I've definitely noticed this in some of my conversations with more normie type people. They don't realize that just means that the rate of growth is slowing, not that it's being reversed. So if you are used to spending $50 on groceries and now you're spending 100, it ain't going back to 50. You're just slowing the rate at which you're going to get to 110.
Pretty much, man. Pretty much. And I mean, price points have not been going back, man. The big corporations that are producing this food, bro, they love these price points they're at, bro. And they're like, dude, fuck it. As long as we fill our margins quarterly, we're happy. You know what I mean? They don't give a flying F, man. But
yeah, and so I'm watching credit delinquencies hop up real quickly before we get to the next one here. The other thing I'll mention here is the top 40% of U.S. income earners hold 83% of the total net worth. That's almost an all-time high. Looking at it from a different angle, the bottom 20% of earners hold just 3% of total U.S. wealth. So basically, over the last few years, the rich have gotten a whole heck of a lot richer. We all know what happened when Android 19 kicked off. So yeah, it's trending in a very unpleasant direction for a lot of Americans.
I concur, man. I concur. Going back to Bitcoin and inflation and which way the market's going, bro. I did pull up this one freaking data chart from Mr. Vivek, not Vivek Ramaswamy, but Vivek for real, every single time, and he's comparing the 2014 to the 2017 bull run, and he's highlighting this area, and that's where we're currently at now. Hopefully, it does end up playing out that way. It does seem that way. I could see how he's starting to develop that little cup and handle. Of course, the pullback would be somewhere around here, man. But that's the alpha that he's dropping. And I mean, there is confluence to that, Twinkie. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
All right. So,
yeah, I definitely see the argument. Like, and you can see some of the patterning in like the breakouts and touch points. Certainly I'm hoping for it, man. I know Axis was over on the DGen Roundtable stream chatting a little bit about, there's a possibility that cycles are going to continue to lengthen, and I'm paraphrasing for him. I want to go back and like listen to it in more key detail because I had to segue over because we were prepping for tonight's stream. But it may be more up and to the right and fairly steady grind where we're going to get out of these kind of parabolic run, parabolic dump type situation and be a little bit more of a steady eddy grind at a 45 from here until forever type situation. Interesting argument. It is part of like the Bitcoin standard, right? Like it's a asset which ultimately is used to denominate all other future things. We'll see. Yeah, I do wonder if this time is different or coming out of it, moving forward after this one, we have to look for new patterns and new cycles.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I concur, man. I should fire Gary Gensler, man, right now. That'd be fabulous.
Yeah. That would do a lot for the Harris campaign, is finding a way to get him eliminated now versus later.
Yeah, I concur, man. With that stated, man, one of the things I've been showing you cats, and of course, this is some of the first times that I've ever brought this chart up, and I'm talking about the VIX. The reason I don't regularly show the VIX, bro, is because it's very rare occasions we make contact with this box. And the range I do have within this box is at approximately freaking 88 points, 86 points, all the way down to about 51 points. And I'm rocking this on the monthly. So this stands for the volatility index. And whenever this ends up pumping up over here, Twinksters, I'm sure you're aware of this, man. For the people here in the chat that don't do TA, this entails that when we come up here, the S&P 500 drops, which is directly correlated to Bitcoin, and then in turn, crypto drops as well. And for the monthly, we have wicked into this box, hence why we saw that dump to, what was it, Twinkie? What did we come down to as of recent? Was it 45? 48?
I didn't catch the close. I definitely saw some of the wicks. It was definitely below 50. I think I saw 40, at least one that was like 48 and some change on one of the charts I looked at.
Yeah, it was 48, give or take. Now, one of the things that I am noticing here, which I'm hoping stays consistent, and mind you, we're only freaking 11 days into this month, is that if you look at all these other freaking these highs that we did into this box, bro, they were a couple months long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost 7 months here in freaking 2008. Of course, you guys know that was a major crash. And then the other ones we had up over here was in freaking 2020. It was approximately 3 months. And people are thinking, well, great, fabulous, man. We just did a wick up over there. We got no candle body like we have over here. No, bro. This candle body can continue growing into this freaking upper area of the VIX, man. And if this does go up into the VIX, the S&P 500 drops, hence why our bags will be flooded if that does occur. And if we do print a candle all the way up over here, the candle buddy does come into this box, the next candle print would have to start from up over here, Twinksters, and then bring us back down, bro. And hopefully it doesn't oscillate the way it did like in 2008, but you're talking about a major crash, bro. You're talking about almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 months, bro, of being in this high VI in the VIX area. You know what I'm saying? Now, after since I showed you guys this chart, let me show you the effect it has on the S&P 500. And you could see, put this bitch on the daily, son, on the weekly. You could see that when that VIX went up there, we started going to the downside. And of course, we're starting to pump back up into it on the weekly. And let's see it on the monthly, because we did view the VIX on the motherfucking monthly. And you could see, man, that we did wick down here. I think we would get a lot of pain here, Twinksters, if we come down to this support area of about 52.58. God forbid that we come into this area over here, bro, to about 50.27. So food for thought, cats. Food for thought. I think the bull run will still be on, man. I would start getting a little bit shaky, bro, if we go into the mid-30s, bro, or even into the freaking high 20s. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that's going to happen, but just, dude, like, just keep your eyes freaking peeled. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'd have to sit down, I think, and look at like a more of a monthly structure, just to, weekly to monthly, just to figure out where it's potentially invalidated for the argument. I don't see it. I think it's going to get a little bumpy. And I think, some folks are going to get back to like, extreme pussiness on the fear greed index chart. But I've been eyeballing global liquidity in the background, and we've been printing or freeing up more M2 supply, but the liquidity's been going down. However, I see some stuff on the horizon again with like debt ceiling, interest rate cuts, where capital is going to be able to move a little more efficiently in probably October, November, December, start freeing some funds up for the elections again, or around the elections. We know we've got that debt ceiling looming on the horizon. They have to refinance 1/3 the debt. There's no two way around it. They gotta print some money. They're going to print their way out of it because they're not going to accept the alternative. And it's not going to be just the U.S. printing either.
What concerns me, Twinkie, though, is that because Jerome Powell does not want to show any weakness, man. He wants to remain strong. He's not going to call for an emergency FOMC meeting.
No.
And cut interest rates, bro. But he is running a little bit of a risk, bro, waiting all the way to September 18th, bro. Let's hope that these freaking banks can end up holding out for that. I'm hoping they can, bro. But I'm hoping he's not too much ego and he doesn't want to show any weakness. So hence why he doesn't cut. You know what I mean?
So I would love to pick his brain and his team's brain, just to know what kind of like leading indicators they think they have on that front. Because Big Daddy J Powell's been pretty honest about, hey, if you keep spending your way into oblivion, there's nothing we can do to save you. So like the other part of it is what's going on with Yellen. I have a feeling, obviously last week there was that whole yen carry trade going on. I'm pretty sure Yellen was on the phone with somebody in Japan, like, you motherfuckers, like, don't do that again or else. Probably a little more polite than that, but I'm sure that was the gist of the conversation. Yeah. As far as bull market still being on, I do see potentially us coming down. Yeah, again, maybe lower. Worst case 42. We'll see. It's gonna get it'll get nasty. We have
support there, Twinkie. We got a lot of support at 42, bro. But the thing about it, I think the FOMO, bro. I think a smart way of doing it, Twinksters, as long as the whales, bro, keep accumulating and retail keeps dumping, bro, or like the short-term fucking Wall Street people keep dumping and the whales keep accumulating, bro. If we can follow those wallets, man, that would be gangster, and I think we would be still in the gold, bro. Because that's what happened when that Japan.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? All the major wallets, all the major companies, bro, BlackRock, they weren't dumping. They were accumulating while everybody else was fucking dumping, dude.
Yeah, they just kept gobbling the stuff up. They didn't sell really anything. Retail's FOMO dumping, or like, I don't know, what is it, FOMO? FOLO? I don't know. We'll have to come up with something like panic dumping on that.
You mean FOMO.
Homo dumping. And then like BlackRock, Fidelity, they're just gobbling it all up. They're just taking it all. It was like, they're like, all right, you can sell it to us on a discount? Sure, we are more than glad to take that off your hands.
Yeah, I concur. Twinksters, I do have ETH on the table since we may end up dumping tomorrow, man. Feel free to tell the freaking crowd or the audience where you think ETH may be going after I cover this chart. I really don't like covering ETH because Bitcoin's boring enough, bro, but the price points are freaking fabulous, man. They're going to get fabulous. Right now, we're at 25.43, homie. Again, we do have that fucking bearish freaking that death cross above it, hence probably why we dumped. It is a lagging indicator. We'll probably continue dumping some more. And after we're done dumping, we usually pump into that cross, like I mentioned earlier. If we activate the motherfucking EMA ribbon on this bad boy, you can see that we are bearish, man. And you can see that that 200 EMA, bro, almost wants to cross the area of where freaking the full EMA ribbon is at. And I'm sure you cats can see it right there. Now, if we put this motherfucker on the weekly, let's see what it looks like, man. Let me remove this freaking line right here. Dump this. Let's see what it looks like on the weekly, son. And let's see the areas of support we can end up acquiring. As per what I'm seeing here, we still have a shitload of support at these candles over here a little bit. You got a couple wicks bumping up over here to the top side. You got this freaking candle that we're slightly under. So it would be safe to pull this freaking trend line over here and say that you have decent support at 24.57. But mind you, if we break below that, we could come revisit the area of about 21.48, depending how strong the FUD is. You activate the EMA ribbon on this bad boy. I am starting to see that the EMA ribbon wants to flip a little bit as you see this yellow line trying to cross the secondary line, dude. But you are getting still a little bit of a fan, which means you still have volatility. Twinksters, you had mentioned a very good price point we can end up getting the sucker at, bro. Would you wait for that price point, or would you? No. At what point would you start to DCA earlier? Let me pull back this freaking chart.
Yeah, so I think I mentioned over here, I like to have a combination of like a drip feed every week that I run into certain tokens. Like, so it might be Ethereum, might be Fanta, might be whatever. Just let's say I feel pretty comfortable with where one of my bags is at, then I'll move on to a different bag and I'll run a drip feed into it. Especially if I get it through something like Coinbase, right, where it's like no fees and whatever else for being like Coinbase, what are they, Coinbase One, whatever they call it these days. So that might be like $20 a week or $50 a week or something like that. I just have on an auto buy every Sunday night or every Monday night or whatever the night, ends up being appropriate that I set that for. Then I like to have a pile of cash on the side that I periodically will throw at it as it hits certain price points. I think if we lose 2,500, we're probably going to hit around 2,300. If we lose 2,300, I would expect currently to see some wicks below 2,000. I don't think it's going to sit there long. I think it gets bought up real fast on it, but I think you might be able to catch a wick below 2,000.
Yeah, that would make sense, Twinksters. If that does happen, bro, dude, you cats have heard me mention this multiple times on the stream, bro. I really like ETH under 2150, bro. I love ETH under 2150. So if I had extra capital, that's what I would end up freaking buying up a little bit more. Now, since we are talking about ETH, for you cats that do have ETH, we're gonna move on to the Solana chart. Because Solana seems like it's been fucking rallying really hard, bro. But before I completely drop you the Solana chart, I do have this tweet here that I want to show you cats from Mr. Luke Martin. And he's basically showing Solana made new all-time highs versus Ethereum. The SOL ETH ratio has been bullish for about 12 months straight. So basically what this is entailing, cats, is that Solana is kicking Ethereum's ass. For now.
Yeah, Solana's just been a tremendous performer this cycle on this stuff. And let me see right here. Let me snag the screen here for 1 second, and it'll just pull up that ratio chart on this.
Go for it, Twinksters. Twinkie, I am going to crank up the AC a little bit, man. Take charge of the sucker.
Yeah, sure. I'm more than happy to hard carry, as they say in the game space. So cool. What we got going on here is the SOL to Ethereum ratio on this one. I'm using Binance for this since they have a neat published chart. I'll give you guys a little bit of a tech tip on the far side of this so you can create your own ratio charts through TradingView if you need to. But if you go back and take a look starting at roughly June 2023, again, this is on the monthly interval over here. You can see that starting roughly through there up to current day, you've gained roughly 800% in terms of strength Solana to Ethereum. So phrased a little differently, if you bought some Solana down here and you were looking at potentially trading to Ethereum, you've gained 800% on that trade. So down here back June of last year, a little over a year ago, Solana was looking very undervalued relative to ETH. Now, the question is what ends up happening with this chart from here on out? Does it continue to grind up and to the right? I think there's an argument for that. And we'll pull up something here that makes me kind of loosely think that. So phrased a little differently, if you're sitting on a stack of Solana, you might want to consider trading some into ETH if you believe Ethereum is, or you need to bolster your Ethereum bags. Again, who knows though? It could very well be that Solana runs up and to the right some more. So what I'll show you here is a little bit of a tech tip here in Trading Review. If I'm looking for Solana to ETH as the ratio, in this case, Binance, for example, already has that made. But if I wanted to do something a little different, what I could do here is go to Sol. Maybe I'm going to do Sol Tether on Binance. Let me pick that one. It's going to load that up and kind of queue that up. So this is the Solana denominated in Tether chart. Now, if I want to do some other work on it and try to compare it to something, I can go up here, use this / on it, and then figure out what I want to compare to. So maybe I actually want to do like a Solana Phantom chart. So what I would actually look for, ideally, it would be like Phantom on the same exchange, also using Tether, but maybe hypothetically, for whatever reason, it's not. So I need to really compare, hey, I need to compare Phantom US dollar over on Bitfinex because that's as close as I get. Well, with that slash in here, I can just kind of click the one I need and it'll queue it up like that. And then I can press enter. And now it's giving me a Solana to Phantom ratio chart. So a little bit of a tech tip for you. Yeah, a little bit of a cool trick on that one. Now I want to come back to what I was mentioning for Solana on this. Do I think it's going to overall kind of grind up into the right? Look, I don't think it's going to take away all of ETH's market share, not by any stretch of the imagination, at least certainly not overnight. Periodically, I do like to look at the Solana dominance chart. We've looked at it a few different times here and there, just kind of eyeballing how things are working out. So you can see Solana has increased its market dominance. On paper, it looks pretty significantly. Let me just flip this to auto on this just to see if we got any different scaling. The general trend here on the dominance side of things is generally up and to the right since 2020. Yeah, June 2020. It looks really impressive on screen. You know, I went from like a fraction of a percentage up to 3%. You know, is that trend going to hold? I don't know. I might label something here and, you know, tag this into the banks. So I can sit there. I might tag it in with like August 11th date. So when I look at this in a month or 6 months or whatever, where are we at? Did it uphold this trend? Did it fall below this trend line? Who knows? But it has made very steady gains in terms of taking market share from some of the other tokens or collecting it. Obviously, it's quick. It's cheap. We see all sorts of memes being generated over there of wildly varying quality, but yeah, Solana certainly an outsized performer for this cycle.
Now, since we're talking about Solana Twinksters, and I think that as of recent, well, let me go to CoinGecko, bro. Is BNB still above Solana right now?
Ooh, that's a good question. I haven't looked at that today.
Let's check that out right now. Oh, check. Well, no, BNB is still above it, slightly above it, bro. But I wonder what's going to end up happening, bro, when freaking CZ gets out of prison next month, son.
Yeah, the coolest unlock. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I do know that Solana is on its ass, bro. So let's see what happens, man, when CZ gets out of jail, bro. See what
yeah, it's gonna sound crazy to say. It's only, you know, what, 7 billion away.
Yeah, that's wow, man.
It's within 10% realistically.
Yeah, and the thing about Solana, man, is that it's more accessible to Americans than what freaking BNB is, dude. So I would imagine, bro, that Solana's going to continue running pretty damn hard, man.
Yeah, we'll come back to this one in a little bit here, but I just wanted to quickly take a look at the historic chart. So this was as of November 7th, roughly 2021, which is roughly speaking the all-time high for last cycle. Like it's right in this window here. So for those of you who don't know, CoinMarketCap does maintain some historic snapshots. You just go to cryptocurrencies, historical snapshots. It's basically they take a snapshot a week that they report on or that they've preserved on that stuff. So you can go back and take a look at some prior cycles and just try to get a sense of where things were. And you could see last cycle, Binance topped out around 108 bill on the market cap. And Solana topped out at around 75 bill on that. So there's much bigger gap last cycle on the market cap side of things.
And not to mention, man, that Kiyosaki, bro, he's a big time freaking Solana bull, bro.
Yeah, I think a lot more people, a lot more bullish on Solana this cycle. You know, they survived, right? They survived the FTX implosion, and who would have thought? You know, after all that went down, I was not expecting personally Solana to recover the way it has. So kudos to them and that team. DCC
had me freaking he had me hopeful that Solana was going to do well, bro. Even though I was like, dude, do I buy Solana or do I buy Illuvium? I chose Illuvium over Solana. Mind you, I still have a decent Solana bag. But I knew it was going to do fine, bro, because I mean the VCs, bro. The VCs are going to keep it up, bro. And
yep.
They're not going to let it die, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they've got the firepower to make changes happen.
Yeah, exactly. And the next chart I wanted to show you, cats, of course, this is Solana again, but this is Solana on the weekly, son. And you could see that we could move our fourth portion of the Elliott wave over here, bro, and then we would freaking only guesstimate where the fifth portion of the Elliott wave would be. But we tend to oscillate within this channel, Twinksters. I know I don't have this channel highlighted or this gap between these two boxes, and it seems that we keep bouncing within there, man. Of course, what we want to do is we want to break above this box of about 249, which I think is close to the shoulder of the all-time high, not the all-time high. The all-time high on the wick is about 259. And you can see that we have plenty of support, bro. We're currently bouncing on this red box as it is. Let me turn off this 50 moving average, this 200 moving average. And if I activate the EMA ribbon, dude, we still are pretty bullish on the EMA ribbon, bro. So Solana is going to do just fine, bro. It's probably going to continue ripping to the upside. Next token I would have shown you, cats, is motherfucking Giga, because it is on the Solana blockchain, bro. But dude, Giga's gonna do Giga things, bro. Giga's is gonna do Giga things.
It's not much to say, right?
Yeah,
like, it's the big one.
I'm glad we endorsed that token a shitload on here, Twinksters. I'm really glad, man. We pushed for that one, bro.
Yeah. And the solid community, right? They're like I duck into the Telegram a few times a week just to see what they got going on. It's like, if you say like Giga morning, you'll get a bunch of responses back. Everyone's like Giga morning. Then they're like, all right, like I got to go do 30 push-ups and whatever else. So I'm going to the gym. So it is definitely a strong self-improvement community. They've got a few fighters and NFL players who are associated with the community now. Yeah, it's a OG meme, and it just does what it's going to do. So I'm very comfortable with my pick on that one.
If you monkeys bought Giga, you're going to be able to afford some Blue de Chanel, which is the fragrance of the day, bro. And this is the Parfum. It's probably not the newest one. This one smells really nice. I've gotten a lot of compliments. I'd prefer this shit over Dior Sauvage. It is the Chanel brand, bro. You're not going to get this shit for freaking cheap, bro. It's not going to happen, bro. Chanel would rather burn their products than put it on discount. Maybe you'll get it for cheap on Fragrance Marketplace on Facebook, bro. But yeah. Now, I don't want you monkeys to drop $150, $160, $175, depending where you're at on this expensive ass freaking fragrance. Instead, you could drop $30 and get a clone of it by buying Club de Nuit Iconic, which lasts a lot longer than that Bleu de Chanel. You'll have some money left over. Maybe you can buy a little bit of AXGT, a little bit of Solana, man, a little bit of motherfucking Hex. Because didn't you say, Twinkie, that we printed an all-time low on Hex as of recent?
Yeah, I believe PHEX was a new all-time low. Let's see if I can hop over to that chart on that one. But if you believe in Richard, you believe in the product and platform, it's not just about Hex the token, it's also about them T-shares, because T-shares only go up in price.
Yeah, they do go up in price, man. And if I had extra dinero, I'd be getting me some Hex, bro, so I could be buying me a shitload of T-shares and just doing rolling monthly stakes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Let's see here. It looks like there was let me flip over to the daily.
Look at this one, Drinky. Look at this one, bro. That Chanel cologne is almost 4 IOV. I'm gonna have to check the cologne, laugh my ass off, bro.
Yeah. No, you got the right track. And hey, what's going on, Will?
I haven't forgotten about you cats in the chat, man. We'll follow up with you guys, man. We're just trying to pump through the alpha. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's so many tokens, like just too many things moving, too many moving pieces. So it looks like earlier in, what was this? On the 5th, so about a week ago on a wick, PHEX did print a new, I mean, technically it's not like the day one pulse chain wick low, right? It's the lowest since then, though. It did print a new wick low. As far as some of the daily closes, yeah, it's been pretty dicey on that front. So again, if you believe in it, take a shot at it. If you're a little cash strapped, maybe it makes more sense to get some P Hedron.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. Now we've negated the chat long enough, Twinkster, so we got to do some catching up, bro.
Let's see an abusive relationship.
Here, we got Mr. Boba Fett himself, man. I like the old school Boba Fett. I don't like the new one, bro. The new one's kind of soft. I like the criminal version of Boba Fett from the OG Star Wars. Tin Top, I'm not a fan. I'm highly nutritioned, prepping for Armageddon, bro. Of course, he was talking about the conversation we had about groceries. You know what I'm saying? Freaking Damien over here, car repossessions are increasing a lot. My friend works at a car dealership, and he sees it firsthand. Twinkie, did you know I used to have a wrecker service?
No.
Yeah, no money, bro. There's no money in that shit, homie, dude. And dude, Diesel would This was during the Obama administration when I used to own a record service, bro. And dude, the diesel costs on that motherfucker, bro. Man, and repos, bro. Repos are scary, man. When you have to go do some motherfucking repos, bro, you got to be a freaking ninja with that freaking Ford F450, bro. To pull that,
and like, I'm
pull
sure
that
people
car out
are
from the hood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, people are crazy, I'm sure. Real
man.
quick here, I want to as far as Tip Top, saying he's not fat, he's highly nutritioned. I think the longest recorded case in history, I might be mixing up like my medical cases. I think the longest recorded case in history was like 380 something days that somebody survived without food, like solid foods. Now that might be some form of, I would assume, liquid nutrition. I'm also assuming that person probably had a few extra calories on them to start with. But imagine not, I know you're in a fasting, Boogie. You in 380-day fast.
Yeah, man. I don't push it that hard, bro. I don't push it that hard.
That's some concentration camp shit.
I do that OMAD, that 1 meal a day, bro. Dude, it makes you feel fat. I mean, I know it hurts, bro. I know it sucks, bro. But if you do it for a whole week, have one big ass meal, bro, once a day, bro, and then by 7 days, dude, you're gonna feel amazing, dog. I even heard this one suicide story. I don't want to say the whole word because I don't want to get freaking demonetized here. The suicide story was this one individual, he wanted to whack himself, and he decided, you know what, I'm going to do it via starvation.
Oh, my God.
Locked himself in his room, bro. After 4 days of starving himself, he woke up the fourth morning. He's like, dude, I feel fucking great. I don't want to whack myself anymore, bro. Dude,
I don't want to die anymore.
Yeah, dude. Know what I'm saying? And then he started adopting the fasting thing. And dude, yeah, a lot of people swear by it. A lot of people can't handle it, man. But if you got the discipline, man, all power to you, son.
Well, I think that's why you see also too a lot of people who smoke are kind of skinny, right? Not everyone, but a lot of people are, and they stop smoking. All of a sudden, I think they got the habit of like shoving things into their mouth, so they start eating more. Mm-hmm. Two, appetite suppressant. And so what I've noticed is when I make a focus on dropping some pounds, my caffeine consumption skyrockets.
Oh yeah, dude, caffeine is fabulous, bro. Especially just like when it's black coffee, bro. When you're fasting, dude, it's fabulous, dude. I feel great. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, no, I get you. So that's one thing I've noticed. So like if I'm eating less, I tend to go through a lot more coffee.
And speaking of food and speaking about freaking dieting, Large and in Charge dropped this information. I'm in shape, a round shape. Freaking Large and in Charge, bro. What else we got on here, man? We got freaking Will over here, bro. Like that smash button. Shout out to the cats at the DGen Roundtable. Make sure you follow those monkeys over there, man. You got Agent J doing his freaking ninja shit when it comes to TA, and the rest of the cats over there freaking covering other things. I know my homie Zenith is somewhere in here, bro, and I know he does a book read weekly, bro. Dude, that man does a lot of reading, bro. A lot of reading. Will over here, Giga Morning. I concur.
Yeah.
I concur, man. And there he is. There he is, man. What's good, gents? What is good? We are caught up, Twinksters. Let us move on to the last two tokens, man. Of course, we do need to cover some AXGT, homie, because AXGT somewhat seems very promising. Let's see what the chart entails, man. Now, go ahead, Twinksters.
Yeah, so my comment here is, based on Giga so far really going our way on that one. Yeah, like what it's going to take less effort, in personal opinion, to make that move going from 20 mil to 100 mil to a bill versus something that's already like 500 mil to a bill, right? There are some practical ceilings in how people react to stuff like that. And after we look at the chart, we'll get into a little bit more why I'm thinking this way. But if you're looking to make mad gains, again, because it's less proven, so a smaller investment can go a long way. I think I mentioned this on your stream previously, Boogie. I only threw a few hundred into Giga. It's up over 5 figures now.
Dude, I regret.
Like it was a real small position. In retrospect, I was like, fuck, I should have, they joke in the Telegram, like, don't even play. They just like go full port Giga, throw it all in and don't look back. Man. And dude,
I was supposed to drop $2,000 into that freaking token. Yes, I'm doxing myself. $2,000, bro. I only did a lot less than that, bro. And my freaking portfolio's freaking booming because of that shit, homie. Giga does Giga things, man. You know what I'm saying? I think buying Giga Chat is the first step into getting into fitness, Twinkie. It'll mentally motivate you.
They got their own fitness brand too. Yeah, it's like a decentralized fitness brand. It's Giga Fitness. The cool community over there, but based on that success, right? Because like I found that sub 20 mil. So I was looking for something kind of in that band, like that sub 30 mil, sub 50 mil, whatever else on that. And so AXGT kind of met all the criteria I was looking for. So I like to throw a scratcher on. It's kind of a unique use case where it's using blockchain and AI analysis for biometric data. They're starting with voice prints to go, hey, there's a chance you might, like, early indicators you have some sort of, I don't know, Parkinson's type condition or whatever, strictly based on your voice. So it's non-invasive diagnostic testing, which is really cool for medicine, because a lot of times they got to poke, prod, MRI, do all this shit. But if they think they've got enough indicators strictly from your voice, and they get a voice sample from you now versus a voice sample from 6 months, and they go, hey, red flag. Or think about like the veteran community, right? Guys who are getting ready to ship out overseas versus coming back. Hey, we think you might have some sort of like concussive type syndrome or other scenarios, right? Without, again, needing to poke and prod people on this stuff. Just it's a voice recording and analysis. So really cool on that front. So for me, it was the right intersection of AI, blockchain, crypto, decent tokenomics, low market cap. I was like, all right, throw some cash at it.
Yeah, man. What turned me on about that, Twinkie, I'm not a big fan of medical frickin' crypto, bro. But when you mentioned the aspect of AI, bro, that's what turned me on to it. Because partially, if that's what it's based on, you could argue that it's somewhat of an AI-based token, man. Somewhat in certain aspects. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like the Venn diagram, right? You got like medicine, crypto, AI, and I was like, oh, it's kind of like checks all the boxes for just some of the stuff I'm personally interested in, plus like decent economics. I do want to slightly amend a prior statement I made here because I was got my timing wrong. They do have a partnership with NVIDIA. They haven't gotten their 10 million in funding yet. I believe they have some additional qualifications they have to go through. I'm sure they will ace it. They also recently signed a partnership with HP, so like HP computers, and they're going to use some of their AI tools and hardware, which is like the Z by HP product line over there, to help with aspects of their analysis and advancing the tech for them. So another key partnership, right? They get, hey, we got a partnership with HP, we got a partnership with NVIDIA, all using it to improve the quality of the product and their solution.
And Twinkie, I mean, they did, and I'll show the cats the website momentarily. They do have NVIDIA posted on their website, bro. And I'm assuming that that's what's keeping them motivated, bro, to keep freaking building on that shit, bro, so they could receive those 10 million, bro. And it is what it is. I mean, that is an incentive to grind it out, if anything. Speaking about grinding it out, bro, and covering up a lot of damage that can't happen in the crypto market, we got Billy Mays, bro. That's a lot of damage, bro. There we go. Shout out to you, amigo. Shout out to you, dog. Well, since we're talking about AXGT, we can't talk about it without showing the actual chart. Twinksters, now over here I see 110 million market cap, but you had done some chain analysis or something of that nature to figure out that it's not really 110, it's more like in the 25s, and you notice that on motherfreaking Arbitrum when it's on the Arbitrum chain.
Yeah, so they are a multi-chain token. They've got some on Ethereum, some on Arbitrum, some on Base. What you're really seeing there is it's just how it gets reported due to the way the Treasury wallet is set up with their multi-signature on that wallet. So it's reporting on the market cap, but that's not really correct. The real market cap is closer to like 20 to 30 mil. Currently, I'd have to do the math out on it. But the let's say the fully diluted value, that would be correct at around 110 on that. So as far as the current release schedule, they've had a lot of positive news over the last couple of weeks. They are working on centralized exchange listings. They're working through some forms and legalities on that front. We'll kind of see how that shapes up, both for U.S. international. They did mention things like KuCoin, Bybit, Gate, and Bitstamp. So they're trying to be listed again on sexes in the U.S. as well as internationally on that front. So pretty exciting for some of those different elements. They also recently got approved to use some of their biometric data they've been collecting for assorted clinical research. They did say more information forthcoming. They're going to start granting some funds through some grants over the next couple of months. So it seems like they're a bunch of busy builders over there, which is what we like to see on that, especially where it's potentially kind of a emerging / new use case, real world asset and AI type solution on that. So really, really cool.
A lot of alpha cats, a lot of alpha. As you guys can see in the chart, I did freaking put up one of these trend-based fib extensions on this bad boy, and I did measure it, bro. And you're talking about, this is moon math, of course, cats. This is not guaranteed. So please don't say that Boogie promised me this, because that's not what happened, bro. The possibilities of us running up to $4.50 is well within the freaking realm of possibilities. And that may be Elliott wave number 3, bro, whenever this token pumps. Maybe this is only assumption. We're not guaranteeing this is going to happen, bro. But the things that Twinksters has advised me on, it does seem like it does have a lot of freaking capabilities. Of course, I did make a small measurement from when we got the all-time low on it to the recent wick that we did get, and we've pumped about 48%, man. I do intend to DCA more into this token, bro. Let's put the sucker on the weekly, see what we can see, man. And these are the areas we do need to compromise on the weekly. Of course, we do have these candles over here, and that would be at a price point of about 16 cents. And then the next area we would need to be would be a little bit of a battle, because you do see candles that are bunched up next to each other, bro, shoulder to shoulder, and it would be constant battle till we get up to this point here at about 22 cents. If I activate the Bollinger Bands on this bad boy, we still have a little bit of room to travel on the weekly. Not a lot of data on there because the token's relatively new. And we can come down here to about 6 cents. If it does come down there, I'll probably throw in a little bit more money. I don't want to use the word ape Twinkie, because I mean I am slightly DCAing into this token, bro.
Yeah,
Eric,
same.
go ahead.
And again, given its low market cap, like it's a low effective market cap, which is again, I think around 20 mil, something like that. What is it? It's at 11 cents is what that is, give or take. Let me just take a look here. So I think actual circulating supply is closer to 170 million units right now on that. So that would put that at around like 18 to 20 mil, give or take, depending on how many are actually circulating right now on that. Oh, and if I didn't mention this earlier, they recently voted and it was passed where the release from the Treasury for inflationary supply is over many, many years. They are cutting that rate of emission almost in half. So it's going to be a substantial reduction as far as new token issuance on that front. And it's a cycle 1 token, right? So it's aka brand new. It's already got that 85% dump out of the way that, we see all new tokens, right? They all have this crazy parabolic run up on opening day, opening week or whatever, and they all come crashing back down. It's already got that out of the way. It's forming the bottom or has formed the bottom. I'm going to take a scratcher on it. Again, just based on the success of Giga, a few $100 can go a really long way.
Yeah. I'll make sure I put more than the amount that I put into Giga. I'll tell you that much, bro. And related to that token, I went over to their website, and this is where they got all their alpha, man. Tells you about the AXG token, how it works, projects, roadmap team, and white paper. If you do come down here, man, you can see that they do have NVIDIA on their background. And as mentioned, man, they are pending that donation. Not only the word donation, or that you said it's an incubator, right, Twinksters?
Yeah. I don't. Maybe it's like a grant. I'm not sure what the legal lease behind it is going to be on that. And again, just last week they announced their partnership with HP. It was on like a Friday afternoon.
Yeah, that would make sense. Let me drop this in the chat, man. If people want to follow that shit, you guys want to visit their website, you guys want to do a little bit of freaking analysis on it, there you go.
Well, okay, so like a quick detour, give me a little leeway here. I'll tie a few threads together. There was a recent, let's say, confirmed huge data breach. It was like 2.9 billion records on this shit. And FYI, people out there, watch your accounts, because the only way this got found out was one person. They had like a LifeLock type service or whatever, and they got it dinged on that. He ended up having to litigate them, and the only reason they fessed up to it was because he sued them for one of these companies, and it was a background check company is the one that got breached. So let's say I'm going to go work for Boogie Industries, and he hired this background check company. It was their data source that got breached. They lost 2.9 billion records. They got names, addresses, social security numbers, relatives, phone numbers going back for years. So I did post that. I saw Boogie retweeted that. Thank you very much. Just give that a cursory read through. You're not seeing a whole lot of this in the news, which I thought was like real interesting, seeing kind of like getting swept aside. But this might be the single biggest data breach in history for this type of thing.
So there you go, cats. Make sure you guys cross your T's, dot your I's with that shit.
Watch your shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude, because they will steal your shit. For you millionaires out there, make sure you only keep 250,000 in every bank account, bro, because they only cover up to 250,000, man, on a majority of freaking banks, bro. So maybe you want to freaking decentralize your dinero, man. Not to mention, man, it's always a great idea to have freaking money at home as well, bro, just in case if the banks never let you pull out your dinero.
Yep. dollars, bullets, medical supplies. You want to have some of that stuff on that. So Boogie, just real quick here. Thanks for pulling up my screen. I thought it really interesting. You mentioned that kind of $5 mark because I was kind of coming into it from a slightly different angle. So I want to revisit some stuff we looked at earlier. So prior market all-time high for total market cap was right around this, like, November 7th, November 8th kind of timeline. And so if I hop over to the November 7th, we looked at this earlier for stuff like Binance and Solana. $1 billion, like where's kind of the 1 billion threshold on this? And let's just say that I put it like top, 109, 110. If you're like to crack the top 100 based on last cycle, you at least be like, I'm just going to quickly round up, say like top 100. You would at least need $1 billion to even be in like contention for that. So if you actually look out at the math where there's like 170 million and projected kind of rate of emission through the bull market, let's just call that like 200 million tokens. If it kind of hits that $5-ish mark you're looking at, that puts it at $1 billion, which puts it at a top 100 token, give or take.
Yeah.
So I thought it was real interesting because like I came to the conclusion like, oh, $5 is on the table right now. Maybe not instantaneously, but by the end of the market for sure. I know some folks in that chat, we all love moon math, right? I am seeing outrageous numbers. I will say they are well north of $5. But if it's floating around 11 cents today, you're really going to complain if you throw a chunk of cash into it and it goes to $5? Probably not. We can sit here and be a little more greedy, but probably not.
Yeah, man. Mind you, I do foresee freaking Giga Chat in those top 100, Twinkie.
Oh yeah. I think Solana is going to have a lot of performers in the top 100 by the end of cycle.
Yeah, I concur. I forgot to mention this token, cats. Of course, it is at a great value. I'll cover it really quick before we move on to Pulse Chain. Illuvium, man, I almost forgot about ILV, bro. Illuvium is currently still at a fabulous price, man. I am seeing a little bit of a trend line going to the upside here, bro. You can see that going a little bit to the upside. Maybe if I pull it this way. If it does end up dipping more, dude, I'm going to buy some more. Of course, I know a lot of you cats already have your bags packed on doggone freaking ILV. But $43 is not bad, man. If you look at the lowest price point, bro, that we've ever been to, not counting the wick, you're talking about this red box over here, bro. And that value is at about almost $39, $38, dude. Currently, we're at 45. That's not much of a freaking difference, bro. And Illuvium does seem like it's pretty promising. Of course, a couple days ago when we got that freaking market crash, we came down here to about 34.80, bro. Activate the EMA ribbon on this bad boy. You can see that will probably break this trend to the downside, bro. We probably won't maintain this because it's sloped pretty damn freaking extreme. And you can see that the EMA ribbon in itself is pretty damn bearish, bro. And the 200 EMA is above that. So shit is looking nasty for freaking Illuvium, which means it's a great buying opportunity, monkeys. If you do catch it down here at a wick at about $36, not a bad buying point at all, bro. Now, where does this 36 come from? That comes from it. Let's see. It comes from its initial launch, bro. From the initial launch dates over here. From these two candle bodies over here. Of course, the lowest it's ever been was about 28.89. You're talking about back in the day, bro, when it first freaking launched. So I just wanted to quickly cover that for you cats there, man, because I do know that ILV is a real good buyer right now. It's at a great freaking value. Do you want to drop any alpha on that, Twinkie?
Yeah, I think they're going to be at, because they got that Samsung partnership. Let me see if I can quickly find it and at least give you the verbal on it. There's a games conference coming up that I think they have like a joint appearance at. Let's see here. They're going to be at Samsung's booth for, where is this?
Samsung booth.
Gamescom, one of the biggest like gaming shows in the world.
It's called GamesCon. I figured it'd be
Yeah, like here, let me pull this up.
I figured it was IGN, bro. I figured that would be the biggest one, bro.
Let's see here. It's Wednesday, August 21st. It is a gaming convention. I believe it's in Germany. It's the world's largest gaming event with over typically 375,000 visitors and exhibitors from roughly 50 to 60 countries. So it's a big, games conference on here. Let me I don't speak German, so give me a second here. Let me pull up this share.
Now, if you monkeys didn't know, if you guys follow Twinksters at the link below, man, he does freaking stream playing Illuvium every now and then, man, which is some good alpha. And I'm saying, let me see. Let me. You want me to pull it up, Twinksters?
Yeah, just for a second. So this is the actual Gamescom, like their website here. So you can see, people do the whole cosplay thing, getting all sorts of tickets. It's definitely a mega trade show for the gaming community. And so they'll be at this Samsung booth, which is cool because, Kieran and the boys working hard. They got that Samsung partnership. Let me pull up this one. Web3 push. Web3 TVs will feature Illuvium NFTs as part of the strategic partnership between the two entities. Let's see here. Allowing users to view their in-game weapons, alluvial, and suits from their interconnected games. We'll see if it goes beyond that. And then again, just talking about potentially or will be appearing at Gamescom as well.
There you go, cats.
Bam, there you go. Right now, for myself, I'm much more active on Twitter than streaming. I know for anyone who does streaming, it can be there's a not insignificant amount of effort just for you guys to consume this 1 hour to 90 minutes of content. Like this take that number and multiply it by 2, and that's roughly what Boogie or I have to spend anytime we get ready to stream for some of this stuff. So
yeah, it keeps you freaking sharp. We got Billy Mays here freaking doing his little infomercial. Hi, Billy Mays here with Illuvium, the next big thing in crypto gaming. Illuvium isn't just a game, it's an entire universe built on the blockchain where you can collect, trade, and battle Illuvials, man. That sounds exactly like Billy Mays. Shout out to you, amigo. Billy Mays, I want you to subscribe to my channel, man, and Twinkie's channel. Because who doesn't want Billy Mays following him, bro? I saw some funny-ass memes, bro, during the freaking Kyle Rittenhouse freaking incident, bro. Involving Billy Mays. I couldn't share those memes on Facebook. I was like, get wrecked, bro.
No. You get zucked.
All I can say, man, is that damn. That's a lot of damage, bro. What a DPMS can do.
So I liked seeing that Kieran and crew are busy. I had the opportunity to ask him some questions through Charlie, Miguel, and the Moon Gang on some of those different streams, and they've got plenty of plans for Illuvium as far as continuing to drive audience either through streaming, ongoing content updates, additional game modes. They mentioned they have the IP and property potentially to do other types of media with it. So what if they did, an Illuvium, anime or something like that, or like that they can do a lot of different things, right? Like Illuvium mangas or, take your pick on that front. And so it looks like they'll be spinning up some more revenue production elements on it now that the game is live. They've had a very successful launch. It's been pretty entertaining to play when I pick at it. It is, it's solid. Oh, they've mentioned they want to bring some more multiplayer elements into it. Yeah. So far, so good, and I hope they continue to drive growth on it.
Yeah, I concur, man. I think it's going to do fabulous, bro. It did. And Illuvium, for you cats that don't know, man, Illuvium did go up to $2,000, bro. Mind you, with that fib trend that I put up last time with the help of freaking Agent J, bro. Talking about the possibility of $8,000 Illuvium. And if you're in the Moon Gang, man, you knew a lot more alpha than that, bro. I'll just tell you twice the amount of that of possibilities where it can go to. Shout out to my homie here, Frequency Flow Skateboards. I haven't seen you in a while, dog. This cat mostly hits me up on Twitter. At US Crypto Boogie, what's a good bag on Illuvium? I'm over quadruple ones right now. Should I keep stacking or diversify? DCC has mentioned a couple times, man, that about 100 Illuvium's a good bag, bro. That's a decent bag. Of course, one of the other tokens I would probably ape into, yes, and I am saying the word ape, bro, is a lot of people are undermining freaking CRO, bro, the Crow token. Nobody's paying attention to it, dude. And it is at a fabulous price point. That's another one I would get. But of course, before I would even ape into that shit, I'd make sure I have a decent bag of Ethereum, bro. And if I already got plenty of Ethereum, you can't negate freaking Solana, bro. You cannot negate Solana.
Yeah, I've got a little over 100 Illuvium, just to kind of speak to my own bag size. So frequency, I think it's going to depend on what the rest of your bags are, right? Like if that's your only bag, yeah, you need to diversify. That's personal opinion. If it's like 50% of your bag, personally, I would diversify. Your situation is not my situation. For most of my positions currently, if I'm looking at capital I'm putting in today, I want to keep, this is just me personally, most of my positions, unless it's a complete scratcher, somewhere between 5 to 20%. That is me personally. Again, your situation may be different. I might make an exception for the L1s, primarily for Ethereum and Solana, where like maybe the combination of Ethereum and Solana is like 50% of my bag.
Yeah.
Again, it's going to depend on yourself and your goals. I would look at it in context of the rest of your bags.
Yeah. Now, if you cats are barely getting into the crypto space, man, or you don't have any IOV or CRO, man, dude, these are super bear market prices, though. But make sure, like Twinkie says, make sure you balance out your bag with some Ethereum, some Bitcoin, a little bit of Solana, man. Then you can ape in hard to the other freaking tokens, bro. But if you have none, price points are freaking amazing, bro. Freaking amazing, dude. Who else do we have here in the freaking chat, man? Freaking Will. OMAD makes you hyper-focused as hell. I concur. 110%. We got here Tin Top. I think the rapture will only last 40 days and 40 nights. I fasted many times before. The first 48 hours is the only hard part. Shout out to you, Tin Top. Shout out to you for practicing your faith as well, man. Keep rolling that way, bro. I'm proud of you, homie. I'm proud of you, bro. Anything on Gary, Disclosure Crypto? Actually, Disclosure, we did do we actually covered that. I think it was in the last Tacos and Kimchi.
Yeah, it was in the last couple of weeks. For me, it was a no-go, personally.
Yeah, it wasn't very well, and it's not too decentralized, utilizing bubble maps. So if you want to check it out, Disclosure Crypto, play our last video on a 2x and the one prior, bro. You'll get that alpha in there, and we broke it down for you as well. I understand that sometimes a lot of us, bro, got to go from point A to point B, bro. We ain't got time to be freaking doing shit. I do have to acknowledge another person in the chat, bro. Freaking my amigo, freaking Tex-Mex, aquí en chinga, con que rollo large. So this guy's been grinding it out. Who else we got down here, man? Mr. Angry Twinkie, I'm over 100K on IOV. My biggest bag is ETH. Good, man. Good. Shout out to you, bro.
So that's a fat bag, dude. That's a fat bag of Illuvium. I personally, I would consider that bag packed. That is me. Again, your situation is not necessarily my situation. So I know DCC was mentioning this the other night on a few streams and a couple of the Citadel conversations. You don't have to keep DCing into the bags you have. It is totally cool to potentially start building out alternative bags, so long as you keep track of your stuff, right? Like as long as you got eyes on it with a set level of regularity. So for example, for me, my Illuvium bag is packed. My Gala bag is packed. I'm basically leaving those alone. Any money I would put into the market, unless let's say shit gets real cool, real great pricing this week, next week, or over the next 6 weeks, then I might snap up some more, select shots on certain things. But it's not like, oh, I must DCA every week into Phantom, or I must DCA every week into Illuvium. It's not a wrong play. Just myself, I like having a few more things in the hopper just in case.
Yeah. Good alpha right there. Good offer right there, cats. We will move on to the Ultima token, the last one, and that is none other than freaking Pulse Chain, son. Pulse Chain, looking a little bit scary right now, man. I'm not going to negate that. It is looking scary, bro. But,
good.
That is a great buying point, nevertheless. Now, of course, shout out to DIY Investing, your homie, Twinkie. I'd like to meet him one day. He did draw out this Elliott wave cycle. Now, mind you, the current candle that we are printing on the weekly is about to cross that area of the beginning of the wick over here of where we're at. If it crosses that, it will literally invalidate this Elliott wave, bro. Yes, I understand it's scary, bro, but I don't think Richard's going anywhere anytime soon, bro. I'm probably going to buy a little bit more PHEX, bro. I think I got my bags packed on Pulse Chain, bro. This is where we're currently at right now. We activate our Bollinger Bands, bro. You could see that the Bollinger Band is entailing on the weekly that we could come down here to 4 zeros and a 2140, bro. That's 2 standard deviations, homie. Right now, if you were to drop about $33, you could get a million Pulse Chain, bro. So the price point is freaking amazing right now, bro. It is amazing. Great price point. I understand it's scary, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. The scared people ain't going to make no dinero on this. You know what I'm saying?
And it's been, it's super value priced. I think Pulse X is held up better versus Pulse. If you check my Twitter, you can see some of the ratios I was looking at the other night on that, where Pulse X is overall trending towards parity. It just on the last daily close fell below the trend line that I had drawn out for August 8th. But If you believe in the ecosystem, it's a great time to buy in. If you don't believe, then hey, certainly there's plenty of other cryptos out there that you could potentially look at.
I concur 110%. Twinksters, where can we find you at, man?
Yeah, so last few weeks, I know Boogie and I were talking off stream. I've been doing a lot of work on the house property, so that's been my key focus here. I'm trying to get everything whipped into shape so I can take like 12 months and just be purely focused on the market and for what I think, by many indicators, should be the most important stretch of this cycle. Basically, most of my long-term bags have been packed for quite some time. Now I just got to keep my eyes peeled for movement on certain things. But that aside, certainly you can find me on Twitter, on YouTube, on Telegram, all at Mr. Angry Twinkie. More than happy to have a conversation about crypto or other stuff. I know I speak with certain folks about things like Western movies to guitar playing, crypto, finance, vacation homes around the world. Feel free to hit me up. More than happy to have a conversation. How about yourself, Boogie? Where's the best place to find you?
Well, before we move on to myself, Twinkie, I do want to acknowledge that as of late, you have been more freaking active on Twitter than you have been on YouTube. But nevertheless, bro, that's still immediate alpha. You can end up dropping on people. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link tree for Twinksters right here. If you want to follow him on his YouTube channel at the bottom. To answer your question, Twinkie, you can catch me here on YouTube. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, like the video, bro. Try to get me to 500 subscribers. Keeps me motivated. Keep dropping alpha for you cats, man. We give you badass freaking tokens like Giga Chad, AXGT, man. And amazing price points on tokens like Crow, ILV, man. Technical analysis, fundamental analysis with my help. Twinksters here, man. Make sure you monkeys follow me on Instagram. You go to the bottom of this channel, you'll see my Instagram and my Twitter. And we will catch you on the flip side. Hit it, Twinksters.